So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is our second video of our Python automation series. Okay, so in this video we will learn the three different ways to handle command line argument in Python. Okay, so basically there are three ways. The first one is sys.argv, the second one is get_opt, and the third one is arg parse. Okay, so categorizing these three, basically sys.argv is a list of strings, okay, which we are defining, and what is get_opt help us to parse command line arguments in a structure way, Unix style way, okay. And here is the syntax of get_opt. Okay, we will discuss this through code. Similarly, there is an arg parse, a more advanced user-friendly module to create commands, options, help messages. Basically, these are functionalities of arg parse. Okay, and this is the syntax of arg parse. Okay, we will get to know about using the code example. Okay, so first of all, there is a one question will came in your mind, that why we are using these. Okay, for example, there is a Python program which work as a calculator. Okay, so in this program you have created functionality like add, okay, multiply, okay, division, okay, and these functions required two parameters, that is num1 and num2. Okay, and the values are defined of these parameter like 5 and 10. Okay, but here you can see you are defining the parameter value inside your script. Okay, and whenever I have to change the value of these two parameters, okay, or variables like 15 or 100, I need to modify the script itself. That is not a good approach. Okay, if I have to change the arguments in a more number of ways, okay, in like thousand of iterations, okay, I don't want to modify the code again and again. I want to make my code dynamic so I can use this script in our automation. Okay, so let's come back to the definitions. Okay, so sys.argv, as you can see here, I have defined this sys.argv 0, 1, 2. Basically 0, 1, 2 indicates your indexes. So what this 0 denotes? It denotes your script name. Okay, and it denotes your parameter 1, and this denotes your parameter 2. Okay, okay. So let's move to our code so I can explain you in a better way. Okay, so I have already written the code here. Okay, this will save our time because we have to get to know about the theory knowledge. Okay, after we will implement these logic in our every Python script basically. Okay, not all three, but any of them is will be used in our each Python script. Okay, so first of all, let's move to the sys.argv. As we know, we need to first import the module, okay, to handle the command line argument. So here, as you can see, I have written down a condition. So why this condition is required? Because as you know, in this Python script now, I have creating it like an calculator. Okay, for that calculator, I am expecting two parameters, that is num1 and num2. Okay, and there is also a third parameter which named as operation. So it basically denotes about add, subtract, multiplication, division. Okay, so this operation defines the define what we I have to apply, that whether I have to add these two parameters, okay, divide it, multiply it. Okay, so I am using here three parameters. Okay, as you know, 1, 2, 3 indexing, 0 is for Python script, so that's why we are not using here. So we are starting with 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here as you can see, I am converting it. Why I am converting these? Okay, I am converting because um, sys work like this. It takes string as a parameter, always as a string. If I have to use it as an integer float, I will declare it explicitly, okay, before using in our functions, okay, or in our logic if we are expecting an integer, okay. That's why it's an important to convert these values, okay. And here I am using sys.exit1. So this is also used to exit our Python program if any invalid operation occurs, okay. So let's execute this code, python dot sys dot py, okay. And here let's give only one argument. What is this? You are getting python argv.py num1 num2 operation. This means you did not pass the required set of parameters. That why our python code exit, okay. So now we can see our uh, logic is working as per our expectation, okay. Now pass our required variables 5, 10, and which operation I want to perform, for example add. Let's execute. Result is 50, okay. As per expectation, 5 goes to num1, okay, str, and 10 goes to num2 str. Then I am converting these integer into string, but you can see I did not give into double quotes, okay. What if I have give into double quotes? The result will be same, okay. Wait, let me clear it. What is this? Okay, so the result is same as you can see, because we are converting it into integer. And what happen if we don't convert it into integer, okay. Let's comment it down and write num1 equal to num1 str, okay, and num2 equal to num2 dot str, okay. Let's start. As you can see, I am getting this as 510 because it is taking as a string and just doing concatenations. And what if I will give without double quotes? The result will be same. It is taking it as a string, okay. So you get to know about the internal working of sys. So let's make our code as original, so it will work as per our expectation. Now I will do multiplication, okay. Now here the result is 50, okay. So let's jump to our next approach, that is getopt, okay. So in this getopt I am using two modules over there, that is getopt itself and import sys, because I am using here sys.exit, okay. Also in this first I have created a try except flow, okay. Because why I am using it try and except, if this pass our expectation, then we are moving over the iteration over the loop over here, okay. And if I do not get our parameters as per our expectation, I will throw an get opt error, okay. So first of all we need to understand, like what is the use case of that sys.argv and this, okay. So this basically takes our input list but skips the script name, okay. Understood? Skip the script name, okay. And if I want to explain you, okay, so because sys.argv 0 means our script name itself here, okay. So you can relate it from there, okay. So also, what does this fo colon f colon o colon, what this means? These are basically our short option string, because it defines the short form of the options that your script actually takes. Okay, so f means there is an option, f colon means there is an option, and dash f means that it's required an argument, and column indicates it's need a value. Okay, understood. Similarly, your o means there is an option. Okay, and dash o means that it's require an argument. Okay, similarly, file equal to output equal to, these are long options. What is this? These are long options. Okay, long options string. Okay, it can be a list. It defines in form of options. There are basically two options over there. Okay, in this, file equal to means there is a option. Okay, and dash dash file means it requires argument, an argument. Okay, similarly, that output and output option, output equal to means there is an option, and dash dash output means it requires an argument. Okay, so basically na, while using this na, you have to follow these prototype while using these modules. Okay, because when these modules are declared, we have to follow a syntax. Okay, and after using that syntax, we will make it according to our requirement. Okay, so from I have explained this. Okay, so you already know this, that if I am not getting the parameter as per our expectation, it will throw error. Okay, after that we are iterating over the loop. Okay, why we are looping through? Because we have to loop through the options to get that required value of file equal to, okay, output equal to, that what is that. Okay, so from this, okay, check if this condition basically checks if the option is either a short version or a long version. Basically, okay, the short version means that dash f is the short version. Similarly, dash o is your short version. Okay, and dash dash file is your long version. Similarly, that dash dash output is your long version. Okay, this is basically a syntax. Okay, so I have defined here short version and long version. After that, I am getting the value of our short version. Okay, okay, similarly for dash f, similarly for dash o. In our case, dash f will be our input file name and dash o will be our output file name. Let execute the program, then you will able to understand it. Okay, Python get output. Okay, now we will first explain you using the short f input dot txt dash o output dot txt. Let's execute it. Here you will get the value of your short version f, that is input.txt. Okay, and for another one dash o, that is your short version, you are giving value output.txt, and it is catching that value as output.txt. Okay, now I will pass our long version which I have declared over here, dash dash f and dash dash output. Okay, so removing that short function, short version file. Similarly for dash o, I will write dash dash output. Okay, after that let execute the program. So our code is catching the parameters for our long version also. Okay, so this is the example of get opt. Okay, I know this syntax is little complex. Okay, but guys, this is the way to use that get opt. if you able to create this na, you can easily move towards our these functionality. Okay, in future you will also create a better way to use this get opt functionality, but first you have to stick with the basics, that what is actually that syntax means and what we are doing. Okay, so now move to our third approach. So it's kind of easier than that get opt. Okay, so first of all we will import our arg-parse module, okay, to use this. Okay, similarly in this code we are creating the calculator program. Okay, so in this code I have created an parser. Okay, arg parse dot argument parser. Okay, so first we will understand that what does this means. Okay, so first of all you need to understand that ARGV parse module introduced in Python 2.7. Okay, it simplifies command line argument by handling, offering built-in support for optional arguments, flag, automatic help messages, and type validation. Okay, so coming back to some theory, here you can see there is a syntax. Okay, so a little story that it is introduced in Python 2.7. Okay, so these ARG parse provide you positional as well as optional argument. Okay, okay. So you can define required input and optional parameter. Okay, optional parameter. Okay. Also similarly, short and long, short and long flags. Okay, flags are just like a label. For example, dash v dash dash version verbose. Okay, and other is automatic help messages. Automatic help messages means if you use this keyword, it generate automatically a help message that what does a description is of that help message. Okay, you can also use type validation or default values. Okay, type validation or default values. Okay, so let's move to our compiler. Okay, so here as you can see, here argument parser means I am creating creating a new parser object which I will use to add arguments, okay, from our command line. Okay, so basically that dash a dash b is our flag. Okay, and type I am passing over here float. I can also pass string integer. Okay, but for my program to increase the accuracy of the calculator, I am not using integer, I am using float over there. Okay, and these parameters are required, so I have written down into true, and help is first number for num1, and for num2 it is second number. Okay, so I have also declared there is an operational argument, and the choices are add, subtract, multiply, div, because I have to perform these four operations only, and this is required one. Similarly in help I have added the descriptions over there. Okay, so after that I am using parser object. Okay, parser object args. Okay, to getting these value. Okay, passing that command line arguments and returning a namespace object with attributes. Okay, so now we understood how to use arg parse. Okay, so after that now we will having our simple conditions that if our operation is add, then we have to perform addition. Okay, using get parser object, I am getting the value of num1 and num2 similarly, and doing operations. Okay, let's execute the program so we will understand in a clear way. Okay, so our code name is argv parser. Okay, so guys, let guess what we have to do. Okay, next. Okay, we will use our flag a and giving value as 10. Okay, now we will use our another flag, short flag b, giving value 5, and now operation I am giving value add. It is similar to get out, as you can see, short version, long version. Okay, let's begin it. It is giving value as 15. Okay, now guess what I will do. I will use here long version. Okay, and long version will be our dash dash num1 10 dash dash num2. Okay, okay, and I have written wrong, guys. Okay, here it is dash dash num2. Okay, and for operation I have used dash dash operation. Okay, so dash dash operation. Okay, and what is the operation? Let's use multiply. Boom. Now we have using our both short version and long version over there. Okay, and let change the sequence. Okay, sequence of our short version, for example. Okay, now I will write here b and I will write here a. So guys, guess what will happen there? Boom, it is 15. And what if I use division? Boom, 10 minus, actually our b value is 10. Okay, and a value is 5. Why it is giving 0.5? Okay, so basically I am dividing it, so it is giving 0.5. Okay, so as you can see, I can also arrange this sequence according to my requirement. Okay, now I will use sub. Here you can see I am getting -5 because our a value has 5 and b value has 10. So as you can see, I can arrange the sequence of our parameter by using these flag. Okay, so there is no strict rule that I have to use my first flag, then our second flag, because I am explaining here that I am using short flag dash a for dash dash num1 and short version for dash b num2. So this provides me opportunity to change the sequence of our parameters. Okay, so guys, that's it for this video. Now in our next video we will take the Python automation series into practical examples. Okay, how? So I guess we have done with some basics that's need to be taken care while creating the scripts. Okay, now in our upcoming lecture we will use some modules. Like our one script will use about 2, 3, 4, even 5 modules, and we will create a practical example. Okay, practical example, and performing some manual work to automation. Okay, that will save your time and you can implement these ideas script ideas into your work. Okay, in your work. Okay, or in your personal activities also. Okay, to boost up your productivity. Okay, so we will take these practical scripts, okay, in our upcoming lecture. Thank you.